This computer. Here we go. I'm really excited about tonight. Now, I want to give you guys a quick introduction to Amber. A lot of you guys know her. Some of you may not. And I will say that Amber is by far one of the people in this business that has just impacted me the most. Like, can we just get an amen in the chat if you relate to that? I know that a lot of my team has had the, just the pleasure of being around her. She's been, at our retreats, she's just done all the things for our team, honestly. And like, she's just somebody that's helped me a lot on a personal level, on a business level. I, would definitely consider Amber one of my mentors. She's one of those people that you just don't really, I'm like, I'm just learning from you all the time. And I love her so much. And I just think it's really important for every single one of you to like really just put your phone down tonight, hear her story. She'll change your life. Amber's just one of those people where if you're lucky enough for her to come into your life, like she'll change it. So dude, thank you for being on here tonight. Really excited. I miss you and I love you. So I would love if we could start tonight just with your story. Let's put the business aside for a sec. Who was Amber before It Works?
All right, but 2 seconds, hot seconds. I can't do this whole speaker view. I want to see everybody. So I don't want to pin, but I can't pin it. Okay, what's up, dude? Be like wrestling the tears, holding back the emotion. But truly, just thank you guys for jumping on. That is so cool. Jocelyn just said that her daughter's name is Amberly. Well, fun fact, my first name is actually Amberly. It is not Amber. It is not Amber Lee. It is Amberly. So, fun fact, a lot of people don't know that about me, but, my gosh, I should have grabbed tissues probably. Man, my story, you guys, first and foremost, just thank you for spending a Tuesday night with us. I know for my team, we've got back-to-back Zooms tonight. And these really can and will change your life. If you're on every single one of them, even when you don't feel like it, you might get one little nugget, one little thing that could just radically change your life. I'm not saying change your business, change your life, because when you change your life, your business naturally will change. So a little bit about me. I started this business in August of 2012. So I had about 1.5-year-old and almost 4-year-old when I started. I was a salon owner, and I wanted to try the products. I was going to be a kitnapper. I was going to be one of those people that was just buying the kit for the products for myself. So I didn't have to do the 3-month commitment as a loyal customer. And I was going to buy that product and bounce. And as soon as I got my kit, I started using the product, and I wanted to feel healthy in my own skin. I was newly married. I had 2 kids, and I wanted to be the mom that was fun. I wanted to be the mom that was confident. I wanted to be the mom that, I wanted to be the mom that just could say yes, but also wasn't insecure. Anybody else relate to that? Like, I was completely depressed, miserable, unhappy, nothing fit me. And when you wake up every single day after day after day after day, and you have that depression and you have that just negativity in your life, and guess what? Your husband can't change it for you. Your kids can't change it for you. Your friends can't change it for you. And so I decided to really be a product of the product, and me being a product of the product made me my first million in this company. And so, hey, get your paws off that couch, cat. I got, and, but at that time, our bank account was negative $500 when I started this business. A lot of people don't know that. That was normal for us. There was more month than there was money. And that was a problem, right? And how many people today are like, I don't have a $99. You guys, that's a problem. That's a problem. And it should be a big enough problem that we say, okay, what am I going to do about it? And so I started using the products. I made my first post. I did my first party. 18 people showed up. One was a stranger, and that stranger joined my team. That stranger today, 11 years later, is still in my business. And so look at that trajectory of, I didn't want to do the business, but I was consistent. I was excited. I shared my own personal results. And that's what led me to being ambassador in 2.5 years. So when I joined you guys in August, that Christmas, I went diamond. By the 15th of the month, I went diamond. And that Christmas, we still couldn't afford Christmas. And I vowed that was the last. Where's your cutoff? Where's your cliff? Where is your never, ever, ever again will I go back to here? And you're going to find those moments a lot, actually, through as you start growing in this business. You're going to find, never will I ever go back to here. Never will I ever sacrifice this. Never will I ever have somebody tell me that I can't stay at home with my kids when they're sick. Never will I ever go back to. And what is that right now? Each of you have to declare that, not when you reach diamond, not when you get a $10,000 bonus. It's got to be right now. And so that Christmas, I knew never again would I let my parents buy my kids Christmas again. I was going to pay it forward every Christmas after that, some way, shape, or form. And, but that meant I had to help a lot of people, and we're in a people business. And so then I had to learn how to like people. And I had to study how to like personalities, and I had to study how to be consistent and how to actually not get irritated or answer the phone calls of the people that like, I don't really want to talk to somebody today. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm a boss. I'm a CEO. I'm sorry. I don't have somebody telling me when to show up. I have my kids staring at me asking for soccer and baseball and sports and food and clothes, and they're my why. Right. And so Christmas happened, January. I went to conference. My downline actually bought my plane ticket for me to attend conference that year because I couldn't afford to go. And I said, have fun, see you later. I can't do it. And I showed up that conference. And that conference was when I heard the audible voice of God for the first time ever in a really long time. And I sat back in the chair as I watched everyone walk across this stage. And I thought, I'll never make it. There's too many people. How many of you are sitting on this Zoom right now thinking, there's too many, I'll never make it. Like, there's already enough rubies. There's already enough ambassadors. There's already enough people that are selling this. Like, I'll never make it. That is a lie from the enemy. And that is not true. There is no one that is Lindsay. There is no Hannah's. There's no Andrea's. There's no Kim's. There's no Jackie's. There's no Catherine's. There's no Becky's. There's no one that can mimic your calling on your life. Only you. Right. And so I sat down in that chair and I thought, I'll never make it. And God stood me up in that chair and he said, why not you? And those words I have hung on to every time I want to give up, every time the enemy comes towards me, every time I think I'm a one-hit wonder, every time I think I can't climb this mountain again. Man, that climb was hard last time and now I'm at the valley again. How am I going to climb that mountain again? Why not you? 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 And from there, I went from diamond pay in January, February, March, I went triple diamond. So I went from making about $1,200 to over $18,000 in about 60 days. But I didn't do that in 60 days. I did that in 8 months prior, working every single day, mentally, physically, emotionally, professionally. I was studying. I became obsessed with growth. I had to learn a new career. I was a hairstylist and a mom. Now I'm trying to build an empire and change a legacy on things that I've never even seen or been a part of. And I have nobody who's actually been before me that I can even ask, seek, or acknowledge, because no one has the calling on your life. No one. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to grow like that. And then, so 8 months in triple diamond, 2.5 years ambassador diamond. And within 8 months, you guys, I brought my husband home, and our kids today are 11 and 15 years old. And they have ever only known mom and dad both home. They don't, when we're gone for a day or two, they're like, where's dad? Where's mom? Like, isn't she supposed to be here? They don't understand. Their friends, both parents work. Our kids are so blessed. So because of this business, you guys, one, my life has radically changed, but I know the legacies that are going to come after me are really what I'm fighting for. Just the same exact way that some of our parents fought for us, fought for our freedoms, fought for our rights, fought for ours. We're fighting for a different kind of legacy. And so I love what I get to do. It is so little about selling products and so much about the dreams and the visions and where people are going to be called to just do some really, really, really cool freaking things in their lives. And so today we just finished up building our second dream home because of this business, traveled the country for 2 years with our kids during the pandemic and everyone else was locked down. God said, go. And we did, man. We lived our lives all out. And I know Jackie is experiencing some of that freedom right now in what she gets to do with her family, you guys. And again, why not? Why not you? Why not pack up and go? Why not experience life? Why not travel the world? Why not break the chains of your family? Why not be the first millionaire in your whole family? Why not? So that's a little bit about my story, guys. I love my team. I love what I get to do. And I love Jackie and her team. So now you guys are all in my life and you're already stuck. So.
Dude, I love it. I'm like, I can already feel like I'm going to start crying on the Zoom. I don't know why. I'm like, it's like, get around Amber, you just cry. It's like the good kind of crying. But no, this is very inspirational, guys. Drop it in the chat. Like, who's inspired? Just who believes in themselves a little bit more, just hearing Amber talk, like so many of us hold ourselves back because we have this voice in our head that just tells us we can't, right? And you look at successful people, just like Amber said, it's the highlight reel, it's the iceberg effect. Sometimes we forget that these people that we admire and we look up to, all they are is someone that went through the same valleys or different valleys, and they had the strength to get out of it. And so much of the mindset so much of the getting out part is not just the hustle, it's the mindset. It's having the voice that's strong enough to say, exactly, why not me? Why not you? Like, what is the difference between you and anybody else that has anything that you want? Like, you already have it inside of you. And so I love that. I love that you share, like, you've built, and it's not been easy. And, I think it's important for people to hear that, especially building this type of business. So, what would you say to the person? I just know that there's people in valleys right now. There's obviously, you're going to have it in life, in business, there's people in valleys. What would you say to that person that needs this so bad and they feel stuck? Like, what would be the first couple actionable steps that you would tell and coach someone to do to get through that?
The first thing, you guys, if you are in a valley, and you will be, because it's so interesting, because what your valley is actually someone's mountaintop. Okay. Let's look at life. Your worst part right now is somebody's, I can breathe. And then you're going to go to the next mountaintop, and that's going to be another valley. And you will always have, we call them peaks and pits, right? Like the highs and the lows. You're going to have it. You have to have it. Otherwise, why are we here? What are we doing? If we're not growing, we're dying. And if we're not growing, we're staying the same, and staying the same is stagnant, and staying the same never changes. Leaders have to love change. And so the first thing that I'm going to ask you is, how long do you want to stay in this valley? You have a choice. All of us do. How long do you want to stay in this valley? And then name your valley, right? What is it? Is it, for me, last year it was depression. How long do I want to stay in that depression? And who am I expecting to get me out of it? Right? Who's coming to save me? Nobody. So what is that valley? How long do you want to stay there? And what are you willing to give up to get out? What are you willing to give up in order to get out? For me in depression, and I feel like more than ever right now, it is the enemy has his hands on the woman. And I have heard over and over and over again, if the enemy can get a hold of the woman, he will take out everything that she touches, everything that you touch, Gabrielle, everything that you touch, Carolyn, everything that you touch, Becky, he will take out. And think of all the things that you touch because of your hands and your heart, your kids, your family, your cooking, your house. Think about it. Everything that you touch, if he can take you out, he'll take out everything else. No, sir. Not today, not ever. But I have to be willing to give up something in order to get out of something. Okay? If I want to get out of the negative bank account, I've got to give up spending. If I want to get out of the depression, I've got to give up sleeping in and taking naps at 2 p.m. If I want to get out of depression, I've got to give up comfort eating. Can somebody take that away from me? No, you have to give it up in order to get out. And so many of us are not willing to give up anything because we feel like it's all we have. And we feel like if I give up my comfort eating, then I have to actually be committed to go to the gym, or committed to my own personal results in the business. I have to be committed to say I'm not doing it anymore. What are you willing to give up to get out of that valley? And then the second part of, what mountain are you trying to climb? What are you going after? And I want to know, you guys drop it in the chat. What is your valley right now, and where are you headed? And the other part that I will tell you is, the minute that you get committed, expect turbulence, right? I always heard this analogy for holding the ball, expected to get hit. I think Coach Mark always would tell me that from the very beginning. The first time I ever spoke on stage, I was getting hit from people within our own company that didn't like what I was doing. They didn't like how big I was showing up. There's going to be people in your life that don't like how big you're showing up. Move them out of the way so you can climb your mountain. And what is that mountain? And I'm going to tell you what, if you look at that mountain and you say, mountain, move, it will move. It has to. If you say, mountain, stay, the mountain will stay. If you say, mountain, I love you, I want to soak in this and I'm just too uncomfortable and poor pity me and I'm a victim and I can't climb out, then you are absolutely right. And that mountain will stay and it will stick and it will be there forever. But so will the mountain you're going to climb. So will the mountain that you're going to climb. What is that mountain? Is it perseverance? Is it income? Is it accepting yourself? Is it accepting your body? Is it losing the weight? For me, it was 100 pounds. That was a big mountain I had to climb. Losing 100 pounds. And then guess what? It was another valley. Because then I was like, what do I do now that I'm at my mountain and people can't watch me lose weight anymore? Well, guess what my next mountain was? Keeping it off. It's a whole nother climb. Keeping it off and staying consistent with it. Whole nother climb. And then when you're consistent with it, you're like, okay, well, now what do I do? Oh my gosh, you want me to do something else? You want me to coach people? You want me to grow it in leadership? Okay, another mountain to climb. And so if you are in a valley right now, know that you're always climbing a mountain. So give yourself a round of applause, right? Pat yourself on the back and say, I made it past this mountain and I'm done with this valley and I'm ready for the next mountain. But your mountain, Kayla, isn't going to be Karen's mountain. Your mountain, Joanna, isn't going to be Tara's mountain. But you guys can climb them together and cheer each other on. I don't know if you guys have ever climbed a mountain or actually hiked in your life, but you actually should never hike alone. And so same in this business, I got to find a buddy that I'm going to partner with, that I'm going to yoke up with, that I'm going to say, carry me when I can't carry myself. If yours is money, teach me along the way. Mine's depression, right? If yours is going to Ruby, mine's going to Diamond. Let's go together. If yours is loyal customers and mine's distributor, let's do this together. What valley are you in? What mountain are you looking at? Tell this mountain to move. Tell this depression to flee. You have the authority. You just haven't decided to own it. If you are sick and tired of being broke, tell that broke mountain, get out of the way. We got stuff to do. And if there's people that are telling you, no, Lindsay, you can't make that amount of money. You don't have a college degree. Then tell those people to move. So if you are in a valley, what are you willing to give up in order to get out? You've got to give up something in order to get more. If we hung on, think about this, you guys. I was actually looking at my closet, and I hope this makes sense because I really love fashion and I love shoes and I love shopping, and it can be a really valley and it can be also a mountaintop. But I was looking at my closet and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? All this new style, any 80s, 90s babies around, we don't need to age ourselves, but we can, because we actually had the coolest generation in the world. And we actually had a really good life. I mean, we went through Walkman CD players, iPods, MP3 players. I mean, we had it all. And y'all today just got Bluetooth and whatever. So you missed out on life. But all that to say, I was looking at my closet and I was seeing all these old fashioned coming back. I know you got the jelly shoes, the Doc Martens, the platforms with the stretchy thing on it, like all of it, right? The overalls, oh my gosh, the platforms, everything. And I'm like, if I would have kept everything that I had from 7th grade, I would not have any room for anything new, right? And so we have to give up in order to get. We have to be willing to give up our partying on Friday nights for a promotion. We have to be willing to give up the excess eating and start getting on products to get results in order to make money. What are you willing to give up in order to have? We have to, right? And for some of us, that's being lazy. We got to give up being lazy. We're done. You got to get up and do it. Some of us, it might be, I'm scared. Oh, I don't want to ask mom and grandpa. Ask mom and grandpa, they're going to love you and they might say no, but guess what? You won't die. We always have to give up something. And so if you want new, make space for new. If you want new distributors, but you aren't grateful or creating the space in your schedule to train 10 new distributors, how on earth do you think God or the universe is going to bless you with 10 new distributors? You're packed. You have no space. Your closet cannot fit any more Doc Martens or jelly shoes. I'll go for Doc Marten leaders, right? Like, come on. We know those things last forever and they got a lifetime warranty. So do my team. Okay. Like, don't go for the jelly shoes, go for the Doc Martens, even though jelly shoes are really cute. So we can go for the cute ones too, but those are going to be the blues on the team. And the Doc Martens are going to be the reds and the greens because they're ready to go to war. Okay. So all that to say, you guys, if you don't have fun and like really think like, who's coming to save me? Nobody. What do I want? What do I desire? I have to let go in order to receive. We have to have our hands open in order to release and in order to receive. It's that simple. I got to turn my lights on, Jackie.
Dude, I love this so much. I know that you can never just come to a Zoom with Amber with premeditated questions because we're just going to flow with it as we go. So, you know, as I hear you talk about, you have to give up to get, right? And I see people are, you know, putting it in the chat, like what they have to give up. Really, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is discipline, right? Like we know in any area of our life, what we need to do. Sometimes we just don't do it, right? In any area of our life, we're all guilty of it. So if it comes down to discipline and somebody needs to be disciplined to get the results in this business, how would you, like, what would be something that you would coach someone on to develop discipline? Like, how does somebody build the muscle when they're simply like, I'm just not disciplined. Like, that's not me. Like, how would someone develop that?
This is so funny because, you know, truly, again, you guys, we've been disciplined our whole life from birth. Like you've always been disciplined, but you've had somebody telling you how disciplined to be. And now that we turn 18 and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm adult. And I'm like, who's disciplining me? Nobody. I ran free bird, did all the things that I wanted to in my life and nobody disciplined me. And those things caught up to me. Right? And so this is your business, but this is also a calling. This is also a movement. This is also a legacy. This is also your job. And so for me in discipline, I would suggest everyone says, even our kids, we literally just sat down with our kids last night. And if you guys watch my stories, thank you for everyone who prayed for me. It is hard being a freaking mom. Okay. So, but we did this with our kids because they say, I have no time for anything. I'm worked to the bone. Oh my gosh, I have no free time. And I'm like, bro, you go to school for 7 hours, you sleep for 7, and you have gymnastics 2 hours a week. Do you want to count up? I mean, I can go 7 times 24 minus 14 times 7 minus 2. Like, come on, you've got plenty of hours, right? Like you do. But you as a business owner, if you guys work a job and this, drop a 1 in the chat. If you do this full-time, drop a 2 in the chat. If you're like, I don't have another job, I'm a stay-at-home mom, drop a 2 in the chat. Okay. So we're about split. We're about split. Okay. Well, guess what? I had a job. Oh, I got squirrel Jackie. Okay. So I started this again, you guys, with no intention of ever quitting doing hair. I loved being in the beauty industry. I was absolutely passionate about it. I love changing people's lives. I love when somebody sits down with crappy hair and they get out of my chair and they're like, oh, you're a wizard. And I'm like, I know, because I love what I do, right? Even if you were like, oh, that wasn't even the best I could have done, but you love it. That's great. Okay. I loved what I get to do in doing hair. But I knew the discipline was I only had nights and weekends to work this. And a lot of times we have this pendulum where it's like, okay, if I want this, I have to be willing to give up this. Mine was nights and weekends. So write out your schedule from the moment you wake up. Do this tonight. This is your homework. The moment you wake up, hour by hour by hour by hour, what do you do with your time? And you will find that you actually, those of us that get stuff done, we actually have 27 hours in the day. We don't have 24. We have 27 because we use our time so well that we literally are like, wow, I got everything done. And now I still have time for Netflix and chilling. Wow, I now have time for once a month going out to the bar with my girlfriends. Wow, I now have time for a date. Because the opposite is having no return on investment. And you are like, oh, I can do it tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't have a job today. So I think I'll just show up on the Zoom later. That'll count as working. And then I think hopefully I'll pray for a paycheck next month because my kid has soccer today, so I can't jump on a Zoom. Or, oh, I'm sorry, I'm driving home from work, so I can't be on Zoom in my car. Who are you going to be? Am I speaking or am I speaking? Is this truth? And you guys, the only reason why I'm saying this is because I done did it and it doesn't work. And you can pick your battles and you can choose your hard, but you got to decide which mountain am I willing to climb. Right. And so for me, I only had nights and weekends. And so I literally was like, okay, I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and this day. Okay. At 6 p.m. So at 6:15, I'm leaving. And at 6:30, I'm going to be at coffee with this person. And I'm going to be on Wednesdays are my days with my team. On the first Saturday of every single month, I do a team training with my team in person. Every fourth Thursday, I'm doing this. What's your schedule? What's your schedule, Hannah? What's your schedule, Lily? What's your schedule throughout your week? Or are we just like, well, as long as I do my KPIs every day, I think I'm good. But I'm going to make room for whenever you're hosting it. And so this was something that I did, you guys, and you guys can call me superstitious. You can call me crazy. Jackie already knows that, like, it's whatever. But here's the deal. Your mind is so powerful to literally give you everything you want. Everything. But you have to make way. Okay. You have to do work. You can't just be like, oh, I really would love $100 bill to just show up in my lap. And then you don't leave your house and good and darn well, there ain't no $100 bill in your house. Okay. Like, you have to go out and do the work. So writing out your schedule, whether you are a stay-at-home mom, guess what? Hey, mom, your kids should be on a schedule too. I promise your life will be a lot easier and the depression will be less, right? Make them a part of this. Remember, you guys, my kids were 1 and 3 when I started. Do you think that I had to have them on a schedule in order for me to get what I needed done? Yes. Do you think there was nights that I didn't tuck my kids in bed? Absolutely. I was willing to do it short term to now have all the freedom in the world with my kids long term. But are you willing to give up the short-term sacrifice? I call it an investment. Most people look at sacrifice and like, I'm sacrificing. It's awful and I'm losing. No, you're not. You're investing. You're investing those nights away from your kids to go be with your team for 8 months. You guys, 8 months. I worked every night, every weekend, and I still to this day work almost every single night and every single weekend. But I live my life now in between all of that work. The true freedom is being able to work on a Saturday and a Sunday. The true freedom is to be able to take a personal day on a Monday. The true freedom is being able to tell your kids, you know what? Yeah, let's hop in the car. Let's go on vacation. You know what? Yeah, your friends want to come over. You bet. You want to take us to ice cream? I've got an extra $20 to do so. So writing out that schedule, if you are not disciplined, it's because you don't have a schedule, but I can guarantee you. And when I looked at that, I was like, okay, if I want to start making $100 an hour with this company, right? And I work 40 hours a week, you will also realize how little you actually work this business when you do this schedule. You're thinking, you're going to see, ooh, I actually only work like 10 hours a week, but you want a full-time paycheck. This isn't a get rich quick thing. This is a work legacy, build legacy, paid on time and early legacy. This is a change your life kind of deal. Because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But you decided at some point in this journey that your kids were worth more, you were worth more, my time is worth more, my energy is worth more, and my gut is worth more. And so at some point you lose that because you get distracted. So remove the distractions. I'm willing to give up the distractions. No more Yellowstone, okay? No more Kim Kardashian, whatever you're watching. I don't even know what shows are out nowadays. No more whatever. You guys know what you're watching. You guys know what you're hanging on to, right? No more murder podcast. It's now personal development podcast. You guys, all right? No more this podcast. It's this podcast. Professional growth is crucial. And so when you eliminate the distractions, you find the discipline. But a lot of us think I'm so disciplined with my distractions that I actually don't know how to get out of them. That's the truth. You are so disciplined. Everyone's disciplined. It's just discipline in things that don't serve you or discipline in things that do serve you. So write out your schedule hour by hour by hour by hour, day by day by day by day. Make room for what you want for that mountain. You want to go diamond? You need 15 distributors. Who's signing up those 15 distributors? If you don't have 15 distributors, then what do I need to do to get it? How many hours a day am I messaging? How many hours a day am I recruiting? How many hours a day am I willing to be on phone calls? Fill in those blanks with the discipline of what you desire instead of the distractions that have kept you where you're at. And you will find there are a lot of them. There are a lot. And scrolling Facebook is one of them. Scrolling TikTok, trying to get ideas is another one of them. And all you're doing is paying somebody else with your distractions. So eliminate those distractions, find the discipline in your own schedule and do it. Give yourself not 21 days to break a habit. That's some BS. Okay. Give yourself 1 year, you guys. When I joined, I said, I'm giving this 1 year. 1 year, I will do this and I will do it full time. How many of you have worked 2 full-time jobs in your life before? And if you're a mom, you better raise your hand too, because that's a full-time job in itself. Okay. Except for that's like full-time overtime with no extra pay besides love, and love's the best pay. So we'll take it, right? We've all been there. Give yourself 1 year. You guys, I gave myself 1 year and at 8 months, I replaced my income and my husband's income, and we've been a full-time family ever since. But most people aren't willing to do that because most people can't eliminate the distractions for 1 day, let alone for 1 year. Don't let that person be you. When people ask me how I'm here, it's because I started and I never stopped. I started and I fell off the cliff, quite literally, but I climbed back up. I started and I fell so far in this area or that area or finances, and I messed up over and over and over again. Every day I fail. That's why I'm successful. So when people say I'm scared of failure, that's some BS. What I actually hear is I'm actually terrified of how powerful I am and the legacy that I can leave, that I don't want to step into it because I don't want my friends to make fun of me. And I don't want my mom to say it's stupid. And I don't want Sally, who I went to high school with that bullied me 15 years ago, to do something crazy. Forget about Sally. No offense to any Sally that's on here. I hope my next distributor's name's Sally, right? Avea, come get your phone. Now, please, hurry. Kids, right? Kids. Keep your phone on you. No, it's in my room. Okay. So that's what I would do, you guys. Eliminate the distractions if you want to be disciplined, and nobody can do that for you. Oh, this was the other thing that I was going to say, Jack. Real quick, you guys, every time I eliminated a distraction and I filled it with the discipline of what I needed to do, whether it was take products, work out, post my pictures, whatever I needed to do, I looked at each of those things as a dollar amount because that all pays you. These distractions are a negative bank account. These disciplines are a positive bank account. And so that is how I looked at it. And I was like, okay, I can Netflix and chill, and I can go to the bar with my girlfriends, and I can do all this stuff, or I can go do a rap party, or I can do a Zoom. I can relaunch a Zoom, or I can spend an hour just messaging for the opportunity. What am I going to get paid? How much am I going to spend? Everything costs you. Everything in your life has a cost. At what cost are you willing to let go of the distractions and stick with the discipline? Your choice.
Dude, this is so good. Okay, I have 2 questions that just popped into my head for you. I'm going to write this one down so I don't forget it. Hold on. Okay, so first one that I want to ask you, Amber, this is so good, by the way. Guys, drop like a fire emoji if this is like firing you up, or 1 if you can't do a fire emoji, because I know it's hard on the computer. Okay, so I'm gonna shift it and bring it back here to the good old days. Okay, when you changed the company with your KPI list. So I'm gonna intro this a sec because this is very important if you feel like you don't know what to do with your time. Okay. hear me when I say the success in this business does not come from the week that the 4 days that you work really hard and then have a emotional breakdown for 10 days so you don't do anything, and then you do it again for 3 days and then you don't do anything for 2 months. Okay, we're all guilty of it. You can just put like a 2 in the chat if you feel personally victimized by that statement. We all done it, okay? But the success really does come from what you do daily. The minute somebody is watching you and you don't know they're watching you, and you're like stopping working this business, you've lost the lead. Like, you guys don't understand how important consistency is. So what Amber created was something called a KPI list. And I'm going to let her explain it and I'm going to get her to explain what she would do right now for this list, so you guys can write this down. But essentially, I want you to look at and think about this as everything that you do daily for this business is like the ingredients in a cake. Every ingredient is important. And if you miss one, we no longer have a cake. When you have a list, you can also check things off and have a better time management system. So Amber, maybe like take a second to explain how that like changed your business and the business of so many people. And then if you had to give somebody, I'll kind of tie this in with my other question. My other question was going to say, someone that's looking to build to diamond. Okay. Drop a 3 in the chat. If like, what's the bonus for diamond? 20 grand right now, an average of $3,000 a month would change your life. Okay. What would your KPI look like for someone that was building to that rank? So that's kind of 2 questions in one.
Oh, I love this, you guys. I love this. So a little backstory, and I'll be quick because you guys, this is crucial and vital, but I'll tell you what, I've gotten pushback from people and they're like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Well, it may be too much for where you're going and where you feel like you're equipped to be. And that's okay. Just start with it. Okay. So when I started, a little background, my sponsor who signed me up never did anything. I never had a coach. I never had a mentor. I never had a Zoom. I never had anyone telling me, coaching me, helping me, nothing. Okay. I had an eSuite and documents, and I had nights and weekends. That's what I had. And I dove in and I studied. This is a new business. If I want to do e-commerce, who's going to teach me? Probably nobody. You got to go figure it out, right? If you're going to figure out how to make jewelry, who's going to teach you? You're going to go study. You're going to watch YouTubes. You're going to do that action, right? And so for me, I was like, okay, I have to learn Facebook. I didn't have social media. So I actually started what the original, the OG was called Facebook Hustle. And it's actually still on YouTube, and it would never make any sense because Facebook changed so much, but the idea is still the same. Okay. So Facebook Hustle was, how can I hustle Facebook? Right now, Facebook hustles us and it pisses you off, right? And you're like, the same 10 people, the same people, the same people. We have to hustle Facebook, okay? And now it's going to be TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you guys use. I only use Instagram and Facebook still. But so when I did this, I was thinking to myself, how did I grow my network organically? How many of you want to grow your network organically? Drop a 1, okay? How do I get distributors easily and effortlessly? How many of you guys want to do distributors easily and effortlessly? How do I get loyal customers that aren't my friends and family because my friends and family weren't buying from me? How do I do that? How do I get those people? Okay. How do I change the algorithm? How do I expand my network, but then make those people see my stuff? Okay. And basically, how do I complete my steps to success? And I'm telling you guys, the steps to success, if you guys don't know what that is, it's 3 simple steps. Be commission qualified by the 5th every single month. Are you doing that? Yes or no? Ask yourself. If you want diamond in the next 30 days, you better be commission qualified by the 5th. That means your subscription runs on the 5th. Your doors are open before the 5th of the month. Because truly, mentally, if I don't open my doors until the 25th, I have 5 days of a working business. You have 5 days mentally that you're going to run a multi-million-dollar business. Good luck. I wanted 30. I'm commission qualified on the 1st, has been ever since I started. Non-negotiable for me. I'm a business owner. Nobody's going to come and open my doors for me. I've got to do that first. Okay. But be commission qualified. That's step number 1. Step number 2, gather 4 customers at 50 BV each. Okay. That's our steps to success. 3 distributors every single month or more. Okay. Be commission qualified, 4 customers, 3 distributors, repeat. Be commission qualified, 4 customers, 3 distributors, repeat. That's how I went ambassador in 2.5 years. So imagine your life in 2.5 years from following these simple steps, being ambassador in 2.5 years. I can't guarantee that, but what I can guarantee you is that if you do this for the next year, your life will never be the same. I can guarantee it. If you showed up every single day for at least 1 hour of focused work in your business, because sometimes that's all your people are going to have is 1 hour. So remember, I was working a full-time job, running a salon, of kids at home. What did I do? This KPI, if you guys have never heard of it, it's key performance indicators. And how this got brought about was because there was a whole bunch of people that were coming out with new things. And I was like, okay, yes, that's great. But ultimately, you guys, if you go back to the basics of sales, which everything that we do in life is sales, if you're married, you're the best salesperson in the world because you sold your spouse on marrying you. Okay. So I see some husbands watching. That's good. Just pat your wife on the back or your husband on the back and say, you got a good one, right? So you guys, everything we do is sales. We're selling our friendships. We're selling our personality. Everything is sales. So get that out of the way. Okay. But how do I be better? And the basics is always going to be the same. Is there more? Yes. Is there filling points? Yes. But ultimately the recipe for success is actually very, very simple. Okay. So this KPI is key performance indicators that your business is moving or it's not moving. And what happened was after conference in 2020, again, zero sleep. I had COVID for 4 months. I had no idea that it was COVID. Started in 2019 and I was deathly sick all of conference and like falling asleep on the concrete. It was just, but I pressed and I pressed and I pressed and I had Jesus on my side, thank goodness. But you guys, I was willing to do what most people wouldn't. That's the grit. Okay. Now, praise God, I'm better and healed. But I was on the airplane and I had 2 hours of sleep the night before and I was so fired up and I was just praying and I was praying and I was like, God, what did I do working a full-time job with 2 kids to be ambassador in 2.5 years? What in the hell did I do every single day with my life? And at 4:00 in the morning on the airplane, when I should have been sleeping and exhausted, I was on my iPad, just writing everything that I did. And it was very simple. And I'm like, I do that kind of. Oh, wow. I forgot I did that. Okay. That really worked well. And so I took my team, personal team, before I even launched this to corporate, I took my personal team on a 4, 6, and 8 week journey of them tracking their own results, because if it didn't work, it didn't work. But I wanted to see. And so I was accountable every single week. We did a KPI check-in where they showed me their numbers. You either did it or you didn't do it. It's not difficult. Okay. When people say, yeah, I'm working my business. I'm like, oh, really? I haven't seen a post in 2 weeks. If I was a potential distributor and I went to your profile, Becky, would I be like, oh my gosh, this girl is a boss? Or would I say, this girl is not, she's a mom. She's inactive. She's not working. She's not even on social media. Your Facebook is your resume. Get it up to date. Okay. And so these are 10 things, and I would say even 10 things that you can do every single day for your business, and you either did it or you didn't do it. When people make goals like, I want to sign up 4 customers today, that's a great goal. But what's the recipe for that goal is KPI. These are 10 things, you guys. And it's a monthly thing. It's a weekly thing. This goes by weeks. And so you can track this. And if I come to you, Kim, and you say, I'm not signing up any to customers, I can go to this and say, show me your numbers. How many days out of 7 days out of the week, how many of them have you posted every single day about a product? You either did it or you didn't do it. You can't be like, well, I kind of did it. No, it's a yes or a no. It's a showed up to work and got paid, or I didn't show up to work and get paid. Okay. And so these things and if you guys are doing KPI, drop a 2 in the chat. If you know what KPI is and you actively do KPI, or if you're like me and you're like, I like KPI, but I suck at it and it makes my eye twitch like this, then you're my friend and we can be friends still. But it really, you guys, if you are doing KPI, you will knock out majority of these tasks. Okay. And that's the thing that we want to do. So in no particular order, and you guys, Jackie and I will both get this up to you guys in this graphic so you guys can follow it. But number 1, showing yourself making a product on Instagram and Facebook. Facts tell, stories sell. Use a poll option. Am I doing that every day? Have you, Caitlin, showed yourself making a product every single day for 1 month? Right? I can guarantee you I see Jackie every single day. Every single day that girl is either on repeat, something that she used to do. You guys, half of our stuff isn't live. We create content. We work smarter, not harder. Okay. Like, don't even play. I'm like, my hair doesn't even look the same, but it's a story. So whatever, we're throwing it up. We're not asking you to be live and on time every single day. And that's the other joy about our business, is that we don't have to be. Okay. I don't have to show up glammed up 24/7. Okay. I might do it one day a week and then change my clothes and take a bunch of pictures and call it a day. Okay. So show yourself making that product. Okay. Make a post about your personal story, your past, your present, your future. When was the last time you did that? But you want to sign up distributors, but nobody knows your story. Nobody knows that your story can impact their story. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So Saturday through Sunday, you put a little mark next to it. You get a point for every single time that you do this. Okay. Go to your Facebook friends, sort them, engage with them. I call this high five, high five, high five, right? We need to jab, 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 right hook. But you can't expect people to come comment on your post, love all your things, if you aren't even high-fiving them, right? Half the time, I'll tell you what's happening right now. And I'm just going to spit some truth. I'm really yellow and I'm really kind, but sometimes there just has to be a little bit of red. What is majority of us doing right now? We're posting and scrolling, posting and scrolling, posting and scrolling, posting and scrolling. Good luck. That's not the recipe to success. And in fact, I would challenge you to give up scrolling. Remember, we talked about this. Give up scrolling and give into engaging with your friends. Know your people. If you can't look at your potential distributors and think, oh, I really want this girl. She's a nurse. She has 3 kids. She has a cute little puppy she talks about all the time. I want her on my team. Then you have not engaged with people. And to be honest, they probably don't deserve to be on your team. Because people want to know other people that they know, like, and trust. But if you haven't given people a reason to know you, like you, and trust you, and you haven't gone out and said, hi, I want to know you. I want to like you. I want to trust you. Why would they join you? They won't. This is the biggest missed ingredient to success that is so easy and it's so fun, you guys. It's so fun. Okay. Engage with people. You can do that in the bathtub. You can do it at carpool pickup line. You can do it whenever. But no, instead we sit and scroll and hope that the next page is going to be a good one. Oh, I'm ready for you guys. It's literally an addiction. And I know I'm not playing. Like, you guys, am I right or am I right? Okay. This happens, right? Then you're going to go to Instagram and do the same. Maybe it's TikTok. You can fill in whatever blank you want for whatever platform you have, but you have to and must engage with your people. They have to see Amber Parker, Amber Parker, Amber Parker. Hi. They have to see Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. Hi. Right? It sounds so dumb, but it is the biggest thing it's like the baking soda or baking powder. I don't even cook. If you're trying to make something, all you bakers are going to come at me like I know what I'm talking about. But if you miss that one ingredient, it can mess up the whole recipe, right? Message 10 people about being a customer. Use your poll from the morning. Because if I posted about my coffee in the morning and I shared it and I made a poll with it, then guess who I'm going to message? The people that answered on there. Message 10 people a day about being a customer. How many of you, if you can say, and you do this for 1 week, you guys, this was crazy. Let me give you a little testimony. I know some of you guys are like, this is, again, overwhelming, blah, blah, blah. No, this takes less than 1 hour if you actually sit down and do every single thing and set timers, okay? Messaging 10 people a day about customers. I had a girl in that launch period when I was trial testing this. She had not signed up anyone in 2 years. 2 years. She was still in the business, had not signed up a single customer or distributor. She would show up to every single Zoom. She was the sweetest person in the world. But she wasn't putting the ingredients into success. She was missing half the ingredients. The minute she started doing this, within 2 weeks, she signed up 8 customers. Isn't this the change in your business that you want to see? You want to stop being the one that's not on the top LC list. You want to be the one that's on the top of the list. Like, what are you willing to give up in order to get? Okay. Message 10 people a day about being a customer. You either did it or you didn't do it. I was in conversations. Yeah, I talked to people about being a customer today. No, sis, did you message 10 or did you message 10? You don't get a little check mark if you message 9.5. You don't get a check mark if you message 3 that day. You either did it or you didn't do it. Okay. Number 7, message 20 people about the opportunity. Use your likes from the comments from your host to post or your stories. It is so easy to get into conversations about being a distributor. And guess what? If you don't have people on your polls, if you don't have people liking your stuff, then you got to go out and fish. You got to go out and ask. Some people called it cold messaging. My heart's not cold, so I've never cold messaged a day of my life. Ever. But have I absolutely gone to my 2,000 friends on Facebook and messaged every single one of them? Absolutely. I've offered them a warm invitation to try our products and the business with me. Change your perspective. It's really not that difficult. Okay. Message 20 people about the opportunity. Some of you might say, why am I messaging 10 about being a customer and 20 about being a distributor? Because distributors are what build your team. And more people need money than need to spend money. And so are you going to do yourself a disservice by not offering them the business if you're already asking for their money? Remember, I was one of those people that never wanted to build a business. And so many of you are so scared of asking people about the business. Well, then let me send your kit to me. Send it back. You don't want to bless other people with this business. Then what are you doing here? You want to keep it to yourself? You want to hoard it to yourself? You think you're the only person who deserves a legacy change? There's people in your life that need this more than ever right now. Why are you not asking them? Because you're terrified of rejection? Because you're terrified of them seeing how incredible of a group of people that we have our hands on? Get over yourself. How selfish. How selfish that I would know what I have in my hands and not every day want to be like, don't you see the blessings? Don't you see that I'm 37 years old and look younger today than I did when I was 26? I think the products work. I got the best compliment. Somebody said, Amber, your glow up is real. Because I've grown up. I've grown out of the trajectory of where I thought I was supposed to be and who I thought I had to be. Okay. Number 8, add a minimum of 25 friends every single day. There's so many ways you guys can do this. Are you expanding your network every single day to 25 people? The answer is no. You might be adding a couple people. You might do host to post and add those people if they comment. But are you intentionally growing your network by 25 people a day? If you are adding 25 people a day, on average, 10 will accept your friend request. And I will tell you, out of 100, one person will come around and be like, do I know you? And you can be like, no, your profile popped up on my suggested friends and I thought we would be friends. You don't have to accept, sorry. More people on my social media I've never met a day in my life than I have known in my life. I was at a farmer's market on Saturday in this town that I just moved to. And this girl's selling salsa. And she goes, I follow you on social media. Oh my gosh, isn't your name Amber? And immediately, you guys, with all my stomach hurting and not wanting to be at the farmer's market, freezing my nards off, I was like, yeah, oh my gosh, tell me your name. I had no idea who she was. And then guess what I did? Immediately went and searched her and engaged with her. Remember? Amber Parker, Amber Parker, Amber Parker. So don't think that an interaction with somebody is going to go missed. It's not. It needs to be needed. Okay. Adding and expanding your network is vital. It's crucial. You have to. And guess what? There's a billion jillion people in the world. So you're never done. You're never done. Ever. And you will find your best friends if you are so willing to give people something to know you, like you, and trust you by. Okay. Number 9, post your stories on Instagram about your coffee samples and make cash. If you do that, okay, again, minimal. If you guys stuck with only the first 8 tasks for 2 weeks, mark my word, I pinky promise you, your business will radically change. But you must do it all out. You must do it every day, 8 tasks, 7 days a week. You have to pinky promise me that you'll do it and keep track of it. And then guess what? Remember that schedule we're going to create? You're going to find out, when am I going to add? Okay, I sit in carpool line for 20 minutes. That's when I'm going to add. I don't sit down for an hour and work my business. I live my life and I find out when I have a 5-minute break before gymnastics where I add 25 people. I have a 20-minute break in between this Zoom and this Zoom where I'm going to message for my distributors. I'm going to engage with people before I make my own personal post. I'm going to make my post and then go live my life and mountain bike ride in the mountains. And then I'm going to spend 15 minutes and I'm going to respond to those likes and comments. And then I'm going to go make dinner. And then when my kids are in bed, I'm going to get up my host a post. So you guys, all of us have the same tasks and we pretty much have the same schedule. It's just my 4 o'clock might be your 2 o'clock and your 2 o'clock might be my 7 o'clock and your 7 o'clock might be my 4 o'clock. Okay. And then of course, number 10 is post Z. Enough. Post 10 host a post 6 out of 7 days per week. But again, if you're doing host a post, that should be an everyday thing. Now, if you're doing host a post, you will knock out majority of these done, right? You will knock out majority of these in just your host a post. Okay. So again, all of this is flexible. So to answer Jackie's question, if you want to go diamond, and right here on task number 6, it says message 10 people about being a customer. If you want to go diamond, you're going to message 50 people a day. Set your number. What do you think you can do? That's a stretch. That's going to be scary. That's going to be a commitment. And if you did that number every single day, there's no way. There's no way you're not going to sign up a customer. Okay. But do you think 10 customers is going to get you your volume that you need to go diamond? Probably not. So what's your number? What do you think you need? It's not 10. It's not 10. But imagine if you, Krista, did 10, and then your new girl did 10, and then her new distributor did 10, and then everyone on your team does this, naturally, that's what's going to get the success going, okay? Adding a minimum of 25 people a day, you might double that if you want a new network, okay? Message 20 people about the opportunity, double it, at least. Double it and do it until you get one. And then look back and say, oh my gosh, that was 60 people that I messaged to get one. Okay. Well, now I know how fast do I want to message 60 people? Do I want to take 3 months and message 60 people to get my one? Or do I want to message 60 people every single day and be authentic? Okay. Be vulnerable, share your story, be confident. There's nothing you don't know right now on this Zoom that you need to know in order to start this. There's no magic wording. There's no magic script. Remember, your fingerprint is for your call. Your story is for your call. Why did you start this company? Where were you? Where are you at? And where are you going? Relay that in a message. Ask a friend. But if you want to go diamond this month, 10 times your efforts. If you want to even go diamond this year, be consistent. Consistency is currency. You're not consistent, you don't get paid. Just like a job. I have a job and I don't show up, but you expect a 2-week paycheck? I don't know what world we're living in, but that doesn't work. And it surely isn't going to work for a business. But the best part, you guys, is as you keep track of this, then you'll go, Sunday, man, Sunday I did 4 out of 10. Okay, Monday I did 6 out of 10. Ooh, Tuesday I did nothing. Wow. Okay, what happens on Tuesday in my life? And you can self-reflect and grade your own paper by looking at this and saying, what happens on Tuesdays that I'm so busy, that I'm so slammed that I did nothing? But I thought I did. I could have sworn I did something, but we didn't. You either do it or you didn't do it. It's black and it's white. It is science. It is math. It has to happen. It is the recipe to success. So doing this KPI list, okay, now again, the company took this, they used it, they put it in the documents, and the people that did this had massive success. They did. I just had a triple reach out to me and she goes, Amber, I'm going back to it because it is the same exact, it keeps us consistent. Everyone does the same thing. Everyone's accountable. Nobody's waiting for a post to be given to them. Everyone does it and everyone wins. But if you guys keep track of this, I am telling you. And then there's also, Jackie, I don't know if you have this one either, but there is a, I don't know if you guys can see this, but There's like a week 1, you can test your results. Week 2, you can see your results. Week 3, you can see your results. And week 4, you can see your results. So that way you can see, wow, I'm really good for the first week and a half. And then week 2 and 3 in the month, ooh, I dip. Why? I wonder why. I call that our it works period. Okay. Everyone has one. It happens every single month. Commissions post, you're not happy about it. And so then you're pissed off, which then you're like, I'm not going to work. And then we get paid and you're like, okay, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my check. All right, I'm going to get back to work. And now your period's over and you only got 15 days left of the month. Don't do it. Be consistent. But guess what? I only see what I can see on social media. Jackie can only see what she sees on social media. We don't know behind the scenes if you're talking to 20 people. We don't see behind the scenes if you're working a full-time job and you're asking 10 clients or 10 coworkers to be customers every single day. That counts. That counts. If you want to be a people person, make yourself be like, okay, on Tuesday, it's my job to go to 10 people, exchange money with 10 people today, buy something, walk into a gas station, go shopping, meet a coworker at the mall, and ask them and tell them about the business. If you want to get out there, go do something that most people aren't willing to do. And so KPIs, you guys can track this. It has been absolutely phenomenal. And again, you can fill in your own blank, but again, going back, you guys, the basics is still the same. So whether you do TikTok, fill that in. Okay. Maybe you're like, no, I'm good. I got a good network. I'm not adding 25. Like this is all flexible, right? But this is a very entry level. If you don't, and again, these people that have a network and a following, it's going to be very few and far between. But even then you have to get to know your network. Do you know how many people I follow on Instagram that don't follow me back? Why? These massive influencers that have 1.5 million followers, these cooking shows that they have no desire to get to know you. Let's get out of the fake world and get into the real world. Let's start high-fiving our friends. Let's start getting to know people. Instead of just doing it for views and likes and comments, do it for relationships, revenue, and retention. And as you guys start to shift so much of your day and you say, I'm willing to do this for 4 weeks, Amber. I'm willing to do this for 4 weeks. I'm going to track it. I'm going to be honest. And here's the other deal. Don't go and be like, okay, I'm doing this and I'm going to have burnout in 2 weeks. No, I want you to live your life and do this organically. Make that schedule, see which task you're going to do at what time during what day, and have fun. Nobody wants a burnout. And guess what? When I did this KPI list for 2.5 years, I never had burnout once. The minute I stopped doing it and I started not keeping track of my time and I lost my schedule and I lost my grade sheet, right? I was getting all Fs. It was all Fs. And I wasn't passing nothing. And every month that passed, I wasn't passing a promotion because I wasn't doing the things. I was in the distractions instead of the discipline. So live your life, get your hands on this KPI and track it yourself. Do it. See how well you do this. And the biggest thing you're going to see is how little you actually do or how many distractions you actually partake in. This KPI list, you guys, will change your business and it'll also free up so much of your time. And again, I want to always say this, you can have it all. You can have a relationship with your husband and not be on your phone 24/7. That is a distraction. Anyone who says, my husband's pissed, that's you, sis. You did that. And it doesn't have to be that way. Anyone who tells me I'm on my phone all the time, for what? I'm not. You don't need to be. Anyone who says, I'm doing everything that I can and I'm not seeing results, let me stick in your pocket for one day. Let me follow you around and track your results one day. I can guarantee you are wasting a whole bunch of time. But if you want something different in your physical, guess what you got to do? You got to move. If you want something financially changed, you got to move. If you want something mentally, you've got to learn. If you want something professionally, you got to go get it. And nobody's going to come give it to you. The most I can give you guys right now is this KPI checklist. Hold yourself accountable, do the tasks. And again, no, every time you do this 1 week, you're going to get a paycheck the next week. You're going to sign up customers. You're going to sign up distributors. And guess what? These first 2 weeks, you may not, because it all might be learning. You might be learning what to say, what not to say. How much do you bug someone? I bless people all day long. I never bug a single soul. I'm a blessing every time I ask someone for the products or the opportunity. Again, perspective. Which lenses are you looking through? A bug lens or a blessing lens? You get to decide. And if you don't offer this to them, I promise you somebody will. And I promise you, you're going to be mad. You're going to be upset that you didn't take your business a little bit more serious. You're going to be mad that you didn't offer it to your best friend to be able to do life together and to have fun together. You're going to be mad. Pick your mad. So I'm ready to see some diamonds. Yeah.
Well, this might have been the best Zoom ever. This is pretty good. Anyone else like really fired up? Dude, this has been awesome. You're amazing. I think that we all need this reminder. We all need this reminder. I know you've inspired me to get my list filled. I felt personally victimized by some of your statements as well. So, dude, right there. I'm like, you could just at me next time. But dude, we love you so much and you're just amazing. You guys, I encourage you to go follow Amber. She's just my favorite human ever. So dude, I love you so much. Thank you for pouring into our team tonight.
Of course, Jackie, can I pray over you guys before we leave? Is that all right with everyone? And if you guys don't want, that's totally fine. But Chad, just thank you so much for Chad put in there. You guys can find the KPI list and the KPI tracker. It's found in the training section in the business library, still in eSuite. Wow. What a blessing, you guys. Hashtag, I never thought I would ever be a little copywriter, but thanks to Bailey Walsh for putting that together for me. And you guys, this is it. If you guys don't start dreaming, you guys don't start imagining, you guys don't start listening to that inner voice, there's a lot of people that aren't going to be blessed because you're scared. So let's close this out. Man, Father God, thank you for tonight. Thank you for every single person that's on this Zoom. Thank you for the ones that are ready, that are excited, that are ready to be here, Lord. I ask that you give them comfort in the days where they see no hope. There is always something to be grateful for. And I ask that you increase our gratitude every single day for what we do have our hands on, for the freedoms that we do have, for remembering that we were once excited for a $200 check. Let's be excited again for a $200 bonus. We were once excited to have new friends. Let's get excited again. We were once ready for the calling to answer and say, you know what, let's change some lives. We've got lives to change. There's more lives to change every single day. Jackie says there's 8 every single day, 14 million bajillion people turn 18. Let's go get them. And we ask that you give us the courage to talk to strangers, give us the courage to ask our best friends. We give us the courage to reach out and be consistent and be disciplined in our daily discipline in the list in our lives. And so, Lord, I ask a special blessing upon marriages in this hustle season, that you find time for each other that is essential, that you can have it all. And we know that your promises are yes and amen. It is both and more. And we know that your mercies every single day are new. Every single day we have a new option. We have a new choice. And we ask that today's that day where we say, today's decision day, we're going to do this. We're going to do it for you. We're going to do it for our families. We're going to do it for our legacy. And we're not giving up. There's so much more. Let us dream extremely big. Let us be so grateful for March Madness this month. And we thank you for the customers and the distributors in advance that are coming into our space, that are seeing the values behind our company. And I ask that each and every single one of you just pick up the call and go after your dreams. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you guys so very much. Let's go do this. It's March Madness. That's what I always love to say it. Let's do it for Mark, you guys. We deserve to take this company beyond $1 billion, and what an honor it is to just do life with you guys.